All right, so this is the 2010 marking scheme. This is for the reference of anyone who is referring this video later, right? So I'm shifting to the paper, right? So I'm asked to discuss the first question. So it says the vacuum tubes were replaced by the transistors and transistors were subsequently replaced by the microprocessors. The space of the computer reduced. So space, the capital A, is asking which factor has been reduced. So capability, it increased, right? So during the generations, computer has many capabilities added to it and evolved, right? Earlier, it was a machine that which was created only for the addition and subtraction kind of thing. So later, it gradually increased its capabilities. Nowadays, it is capable of many things, right? So not the capabilities increase. Size is the factor which is going to get decreased. And we know that like in the first generation, it was like big as a house or like a pretty big hall, right? And with the time, today we are having a computer just through a small screen, right? So the size is eventually being reduced. Reliability, it is increased, right? Viswasavanta bhava කියලා අපි කියනවා, right? So it is being increased. Like since the capabilities have been increased, reliability is also increased. Efficiency, it is, right? So efficiency means the number of tasks that can be done for a given amount of period, right? So very clearly, efficiency is increased, right? So the answer is going to be the second one, right? Okay, for the second question, a blank is processed, again, a blank by information system. Yeah, now it's pretty straightforward one. Like data will be processed into the information, right? So like data is processed into information by information system, right? Simple as that, right? So the second one is going to be the answer. B is going to be data, C is going to be information, right? So it's the basic connection in between data and information. Once the data is being processed meaningfully, we can get the information. So that's the task of the information system as well. All right, then the second answer, I'm sorry, the sixth one, 2 GB of memory is equivalent to, I think I have given you a small sketch regarding these calculations. So it is asking 4 GB, I'm sorry, 2 GB of memory is equivalent to. So like it is given the answers in KBs and MBs, right? So how we are going to do this? 2 GB, let's convert into the megabytes first. It's very easy, right? 2:2. Gigabyte to megabyte conversion can be done using 2 to the power 10, 4024, right? So if it is taken as the 2 to the powers, it's going to be 2 to the power 11 MB, right? Because this is 2 to the power 10 and 2 means another 2 to the power 1. So altogether it's going to be 2 to the power 11 MB, right? So that is going to be the answer, the second one. If you are going to convert this into the KB, how it can be done? It's 2 GB. They are asked to convert into the KB. So GB needs to be converted into the MB. MB needs to be converted into the KB. So 2 can be taken. GB to MB conversion, we'll need another 2 to the power 10. MB to KB conversion, we'll need another 2 to the power 10. So if this is 2 to the power 1, so altogether it's going to be 2 to the power 21 KB. All right, so there is nothing, there's no answer like that. So the second one is clearly the answer. Right? People, is this clear? Everyone? especially the people who have got that wrong. Is it clear? All right, great. And Minul, can you listen? Can you hear me now? Minul? Still, he is not at the seat. Okay. All right. So moving to the next question, the question number 12. So the question number 12 says, a student select either string hoppers or bread to eat with dal curry for his breakfast. Which of the following logic operations correctly represent this scenario? Right? So now if you look it closely, right? So a student could select either string hoppers or bread. So it's kind of an O logic operation. And it says with dal curry. With is going to give you AND logic operation. Right? So he's going to select either the hoppers or the bread with dal curry. That means and dal curry. Right? So it is asking which of the following logical operations correctly represents the scenario. So it's the O and the AND. So the answer is going to be O followed by the AND. Right? So it should be O followed by AND. Right? Because O comes first. Right? Either of the hoppers, then the AND. All right. Then the 13th one, consider the following tasks. It says protecting data against viruses. Okay. Keeping track of the files and directories in storage devices, controlling peripheral devices such as disk drive and printers, providing facilities for graphic design. Which of the above are tasks of an operating system? Yeah. Now, protecting data against viruses, that's a task of the antivirus software. Keep track of the files and directories in storage device. Yeah, that is done by the operating system using the file management. Controlling peripheral devices such as disk drives and printers. Yeah, that's also done by the operating system. Providing facilities for graphic designs. No, it is a task of a graphic editing software, right? Right, not one of the OS works. So the answer is going to be B and C only, which is the second one. Right. Then the 15th. And people, again, if you have anything to be discussed during the like in between the questions that I'm talking, you're always welcome to disturb and tell what the question you need. Right? So 15th, consider the following statement about word processing software. It can replace all concurrences of the single word Ceylon with the two words Sri Lankan in an existing document. It can replace all concurrences of single word Ceylon with two words Sri Lanka in an existing document. Yeah. We can do it using the find and replace, right? So if they are asking for the correct one, so yes, A is correct. It can justify text along the right margin of a document. It can justify text along the right margin of a document. Yes, of course, right alignment can be done. It can insert page numbers only at the bottom of the document. No, you can add the page numbers at the top of the document as well. That means at the header part as well, right? So it is clearly wrong. So A and B is going to be the answer, right? Page numbers, you can put the page numbers both in headers and footers, right? That Word won't prevent you by doing that, right? Okay, then the 16th. Consider the following. Which of the above is a correct form of cell addresses in a spreadsheet? Yeah. Now, here they are referring to the $sign, that means absolute cell reference. So when we are applying the absolute cell reference, it is always the left-hand side of a component that we are going to add the dollar mark. So if you want to absolute a column header, so to the left of the column header, you are going to put the dollar. If you want to absolute a row header, to the left of the row header, then it's the dollar that is being used, right? So it's always the left side, right? Not the right. So A is wrong because it is having a $sign at the right hand side, right? So B is correct because it has this $sign at the left of E and this $sign as the left of 5. So it's a correct application. So B is correct. C is wrong again. Here this dollar mark is correct, the place, but this is not. So it is not. Then D is correct because this dollar mark absolute the 5. Right? So because of that, D is correct. So B and D only. That is the correct one for the 16th. Right? Then the 18th. So it is talking about, yeah, I think yeah, my headings are not clear. So let me make it clearer for you. So this is A, this is B, this is C, and this is D, and this is E. And these are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The rows, right? So in 18 that they're asking is in figure 3, if the formula in cell D2 is $B $2 plus C2, so that means D2 means this, the highlighted one. So it has $B $2 plus C2. And it is copied into the cell D3. So that means it's going to copy to the very next cell, which is D3. So that means on the same column, you're going to copy towards the down, right? Or towards the bottom. So when it is copied downwards in the same column, the component that's going to change is the number or the row header. Letter is not going to change in the cell references because it is the same column, right? In here, in the equation that they have provided, these components will never change because it has $sign at their left, so they are absolute. And C is also not going to change because it is the row, it is the column header. So since we are copying on the same column, the letters are not going to change. Letters means like the column headers are not going to change. But these two will definitely become 3 since it is copying just one cell down, right? So the created equation is going to be $B $2 plus C3. So $B $2 means this, right? And C3, it is this. So 5 plus 5, it's going to give you 10 on that one. Right? Okay, people, is it clear? This and up to this point. All right. Okay, so the 10 is going to be the answer for that. That means the second answer. Then we are moving to the 19th. Then you're asking, imagine that you are preparing a presentation about Sri Lanka. Which of the following could be included in your presentation using presentation software? Okay. A map of Sri Lanka. That means it should be an image. So yes, it is possible. An audio clip of the national anthem.
Frog, elephant, spider, an alligator,
Yes.
crocodile, the pussycat, a cat, a kitty, and a
Yes.
Can you find it?
Like everything.
Yeah.
Like I'll find you the things after the class. So I'm doing the class thing. Yeah, an audio clip of the national anthem. So it is an audio presentation, can add an audio clip as well. A hyperlink directing user to the www.gov.lk. Yes, we can use an hyperlink as well, right? So yes, that is correct. So everything, all A, B, and C is going to be the answer for the 19th, which is the third one. Okay, so after 19, it's 22nd. Consider the following statement about relational databases. A relationship is an association between two or more databases. A relationship is an association between two or more databases. Two or more databases. Databases is going to be the problem. Relationship is an association between two or more tables. That's going to be a correct one, but not the databases. Right? For that reason, this is wrong. The type of relationship in a relational database include one-to-one, one-to-many, and many-to-many. Yes, we have those three types. So we can take that as a correct one. So the C part, it says a relational database can consist of multiple tables. A relational database can consist of multiple tables. Saran, wait, I'll come to your question. A relationship database can consist of multiple tables. Yeah. So it's pretty obvious. A particular database can have a particular table or one or more inside it. No, Saran, database means database does not mean table. Table is the main object that are used to store data in a database. So database is a collection of tables which are related to each other. Right? It's a collection of tables. Right? So we can say B and C is correct. 22nd, the third one. Right. So thereafter, 23rd. Okay, in 23rd, they ask you to answer the question 23 to 25 using the flow chart in figure 4. Okay. So what are the outputs of the flow chart if the current temperature is 28, 27, and 26 respectively? So if you look into the flow chart, it will start it is set required temperature. So to 26 Celsius. So required temperature is made like is indicating 26 Celsius. Read current temperature. Okay, so that means 28 is going to read. Then is C larger than R? So it says is C larger than R? So like C means what? C means the temperature that we are taking. So if we track it, C is going to be 28 Celsius, right? According to the first input. Right, then R, this is what you call R, 26. Right, so the question is C larger than R? If it is yes, display hot. So C is larger than R definitely, so it displays hot. So the people who are showing cold at the morning, right, cold at the very early, it is going to go, right? We are not going to consider that. So second, third, and fourth can be considered as it can be a correct one. So then 27 is given as the next one. If 27 is given, R will be 26 always, but C here it's going to be 27. So that 27, if still C is larger than R, so it is yes, it is showing hot. So it is hot and hot again. So the second one is going to be cancelled. 26. So R is 26. And read current temperature C, that is for 26 as well. Since the 26 is the third input. So the question, C larger than R, C means 26. R is 26 as well, so they are not larger than. So it is go on the no part. So it displays cold. That means this. So the third answer is going to be the correct answer. People, is that clear? Okay. Right. 24th saying, do we need to? Yes, we need to. So 24th, it says, which of the following control structures are required to convert the flow chart into a computer program? So it has sequences, things happens one after the other. It has the selections due to a condition, it divides or it deviates from each other, and later on somewhere in the algorithm it's going to get together, right? So selection is going to be there, so they will be deviated over here and again back over here, right? So we can have the sequence, we can have the selections, but there is no any iterations here, right? If you can find an iteration, you will be seeing this kind of nature, or like this kind of stretch or a sketch, right? So you can have, therefore you can have sequence, you can have selections, right? So when it comes to the selections, we can do it using if then else, right? So you don't need to worry about other things, right? So B is there in your answers. So these things are gone. So then it is only beyond this B only and B and D only, right? So you can go with B only, the second answer. Okay, is that clear, everyone? Okay. Right, moving to the next question, 26th. Which of the following statement is incorrect regarding a variable used in a computer program? A variable has a name. Now that's a correct one. We know when we are doing the Pascal, we gave names for variables. Variable refers to one or more memory locations. Now that's a doubtful thing. It normally specified to the one particular memory location. Then the third one, it says a variable has a data type. Now that's correct, right? When we are defining a variable, we always find, or like we always mention, the data type. The value of variables remain unchanged. The value of variable remains unchanged. No, we are not. We can't say that component as a variable. It is because changing frequently. Remains unchanged means an incorrect one, a solid incorrect one. A variable refers to one or more memory locations, so that can be taken as a correct one. Right, so the fourth one is going to be the answer. They are asking about the, asking what are the incorrect answers that we have. 20, after 26, then 29. Okay, Lamai, give me a second. Right. So, yeah. So then 29th one. Which of the following is the correct sequence of activities from left to right in developing an information system using system development lifecycle? Yeah, in SDLC. So first we are going to do, now you didn't had anything called system feasibility study, all right? In earlier syllabus it was there, but I think without the feasibility study, you will be able to figure out what it is, right? Let's see, right? So generally what we have discussed is we are doing the preliminary investigation or the primary investigation. Then we analyze the system. Then we design the system. Then we develop the system. Then we test the system. Then we implement or deploy the system. Then we maintain the system, right? So that is going to be the cycle, right? So first, third, and fourth answers starting from feasibility study. So in the first answer, it's feasibility study, system design, system analysis, system implementation. So you can't design the system without analyzing it. So because the system analysis is right over here, you won't be able to figure that out. No, Seran, we can't go with the first one because system design happens after we analyze the system, Seran. Otherwise, like analyzing is the one which gives us the idea about the system. So without having the idea, we won't be able to design, right? For that reason, first one is wrong, right? And system implementation means like you are installing the particular system. So you can't install it without designing it. So system design is over here. So definitely the implementation should come after the system design. So because of that, second one is going to be a wrong one. And here, the system analysis happens at the very end, right? And design and implementation happens before that. So that is not possible. System analysis is done first, then designing, then developing, then implementation is happening. So that third one is wrong again. Saran, we do, right? Let's check again, right? Definitely the fourth one is going to be the answer. So Saran, as I remember, it was there. It was only feasibility study, which was not there in your syllabus, right? Yeah, let me check. They have taken out the analysis part as well. So identification of requirement, then designing is there straight away, then coding is there. Okay, then testing, then the deployment or the implementation. Yeah, now with that, you will be in trouble because you don't know about the feasibility study and you don't know about the analysis. Yes. People, for 29, take the marks. Oh, you took only one. Okay. So take it as out of syllabus, people, because there is the system analysis also out, right? So according to yours, it is only these things: identifying the requirements, designing the solution, coding the solution, testing, deployment, and maintenance. So the deployment is can be named as the implementation as well, right? You better get to know about that. right? But when you come to the A levels, you will realize like after the identification requirements, there is this feasibility study and analysis. Then the designing happens, then the coding, then the testing, then the deployment, then the maintenance is going to happen, right? Anyway, since you don't know about the feasibility and the analysis, so take it out, right? Take it as out of syllabus. So you can take marks for that. And the 32nd, identify the most appropriate statement relating to the internet and the World Wide Web. Internet and the World Wide Web. The internet is a service of www. No, it comes the other way around. www is the service of an internet. There is no relationship between internet and www. No, there is a relationship, right? It is one of the service. Without the internet, we won't be able to connect with www. So it is wrong again. The internet and the www are the same. No, that is wrong again. A www is a service of the internet. Clearly, that is the answer. Right, so what are the other services in the internet? You can tell FTP, file transfer protocol. You can take remote access. You can take email services. You can take instance messages services, right? Those kind of things, right? Services of the internet. www is the famous, is the most famous service in the internet, right? So for 32nd, it's the fourth one. 35th. Consider the following: web browser, web server, IP address, website content. Excuse me. Which of the above are essential in hosting a website? In hosting. Hosting means what? Available in your website to the public or to the entire world, right? So when like we can access any particular website when only it is being hosted, right? So to host, we need a web server. Web server is the place which is going to hold the website, right? It contains the website in it, and it is connected. That particular computer is connected to the internet all the time, like 365 days, 24 hours, it is connected. So anyone can come and visit that computer. So that is what we call web server, which contains the website. And when there is a web server, it should have a particular location, right? So when it is having a particular location, you need a particular IP addresses regarding that, right? So without the IP address, we won't, not we actually, the computer won't be able to find another computer in the internet. IP address is the one which a computer used to recognize another computer or another device in a network, right? So we need a web server, we need an IP address, right? So for hosting, we don't need a web browser. We need a web browser to refer a website, right? Or to open a website, not to host a website, right? And again, definitely website content should be there. Otherwise, having only a web server and the IP address will not give any service to the clients. මොකද සර්විස් එක ගන්න නම් සර්විස් එක ගන්න ඕන වෙන දේ තියෙන්න ඕනේ. වෙබ් කන්ටෙන්ට් එක තමයි සර්විස් එක දෙන්න ඕන වෙන දේ. එයාව දරාගෙන ඉන්න තැන තමයි වෙබ් සර්වර් එක. එයාව හොයාගන්න IP address එකක් ඕනේ devices වලට. Right? So B, C, and D seems to be essential. Seran, as I told, the web browser is not using to host the website. Host කරනවා කියලා කියන්නේ ඉස්සරහන් අපි launch කරනවා කියන එකනේ. Website එකක් we are available in it to the public. දැන් ඔය google.com යනවා නම් Google server එකේ තමයි, that means the web server, another computer, a bigger one. ඒකේ තමයි මේකේ HTML pages ටික දාලා google.com hadala තියෙන්නේ. So we need a web server. We need the web content. This is the content. And how your computer is going to find the web server? It is using the IP address. Right? So browser appears over here. ඒක ඕන වෙන්නේ ඔයාට, for you. Saran, how we can host without a content? So what are we going to host? Like, to host, we need at least one single web page. Without any single one particular web page, you have nothing to host. Are you getting it, Sarah? So like, if you have a domain name, that means you have at least one single page as your website. Otherwise, you have nothing to host. Yeah, you can have a blank page. Still, your page is given like this. So this is, the content is blank, of course, but still there is one document. You have to save this from some particular name.html, then that should be in here. Content can be blank. That I am agree with. But it does not mean you don't have website content. Right. Maybe Saran, you are like struggling with the, you are recognizing as the website content as the things on the web page. Yes, okay. Like web page itself is also a content. Not only the things that you are put inside on the web page. Right? Okay. All right. All right. Good. You are thinking on that particular places as well. Right? Okay. Then 36th. What is the correct HTML code for setting the background color as yellow? Yeah. We can use the BG color. Yes. Now this is something out of syllabus, people. 36th. What is the answer they have taken? 36th. It's the fourth one. Yeah. Fourth one is the answer, but it is not in your syllabus. We call these things as style sheets. No, you can have the marks for that, people. This is out of syllabus. It is something to the A levels, not for the O levels. In your criteria, background color is given by the BG color inside the body tag. So if you say body, then put BG color equals yellow, then you can close the body tag. So that will give a background color to the web page. Style background dash color colon yellow is a correct one, right? But again, it's not in your syllabus. This is called inline CSS, which we are going to talk with cascade style sheet, right? Which is not in your syllabus, people. So have the marks for the 36 people. Don't worry. Right. Then the 38th one. What is the effect of the BR tag in HTML? It inserts a line break. Simple as that. Right? So the very first answer, whenever you are using a BR tag, that particular line breaks from that particular point. So it inserts a line break. Right? 39th, consider the following statement regarding malware. Trojan horses at first glance will appear to be useful software, but will actually do damage once installed or run on the computer. Yes, that is the nature of the Trojan horse. Trojan horse like appear as a genuine one. right? But inside it, it contains malwares, or sometimes it act, or like it takes steps for other malwares to come into the system, right? A worm can replicate itself over a network and has the capability to travel without any human action. Yes, definitely. That's the nature of the worm. A computer virus attaches itself to a program or file, enabling it to spread from one computer to another, leaving infection as it travels. A computer virus attaches itself to a program or file, enabling it to spread from one computer to another, leaving infection as it travels. Yeah, yes, that can be taken. So ABC all is going to be the answer for the 39th. Right, so that is all regarding the MCQ paper that you have given. So MCQ is done. I love to know your markings as well. Some of you have told me how much you got, and from the incorrect answers, I can figure out how much you have went with. Yeah, good. Yes, Seran, very good. Onetra, very good. Dulagi, very good. Himidiri, very good. Right, Vihasna, yeah, very good. Everyone has passed the 35 limit. Very good. Mesanda, very good. Right. Minul, oh Minul, can you hear me now? I was asking many, I was like calling your name many times to have the incorrect questions. Anyway, like since you have got this much, I think the doubtful places are being cleared, right? Mesanda, good, very good, Buddha. Right, great. Okay, so let's move to the second paper. I hope everyone is done. No worries, Minod. Right, okay, the very first question, let's quickly go through that. Yeah, people just excuse me for a second. Okay, so the first question that they're asking is write two advantages of removable storage. Okay, so you got many different advantages. You can take one particular file to another using removable storage, right? You can have those removable storage in many different sizes, right? So you can store the files in those storage and maintain the backups, right? And you can use it. You can find removable storages for a very cheaper price, like when it comes to the CDs and DVDs, right? So those kind of advantages can be taken. So here it goes. The marking scheme says it allows to keep backup copies of important information. It enables to increase the storage capacity by archiving files which are not accessed frequently. It can be used to keep the several copies of data, to protect valuable data against an unauthorized access. It allows transfer data between computers. Yeah. So any particular 2 points regarding this type. If you got any alternative answers, just let me know, people. So I will tell you whether it can be given the marks or not. So for valid 2 reasons, you will be getting 2 marks. Right. And the second question is asking, classify the following scenarios as either simplex, half duplex, or duplex data transmission modes. Watching a TV program, clearly the simplex mode, right? So broadcast station send the signal, we capture it from the antenna, so we get to watch that. So we won't be able to convey or communicate a message from our side to their side through the TV channel. So definitely it's a simplex. Telephone conversation, clearly the duplex, right? They can communicate to both the sides simultaneously at the same time, right? So A is simplex, B is duplex, right? So 2 marks again, right? So 2 marks for this and 2 marks for this. Imagine that you have purchased a few items from a shop. The cashier has issued the bill. You have found that the amount mentioned in the bill is incorrect, and you have informed the cashier. By considering yourself as a system, identify the input, process, and the output of the above scenario. So you have to consider yourself as a system, right? So the input, process, and the output of the above scenario, right? Here we go. Input is going to be the bill information, which includes the price of each item and the total amount to be paid, right? Actually, the total amount to be paid can be done by the information system. This total amount to be paid is not a good answer, people. Once we bill information, which includes the price of each item, and we can say the quantities of item, but you can't say total amount to be paid. But total amount to be paid actually a output that the system is going to give you once you have given the item and the quantity, the price of the item and the quantity. So at the end of the process, once we give this particular item has this much of quantity, likewise system will calculate the total bill, right? So because of that, don't take total amount to be paid as an input, people. So you can say price of each item, quantity of each item, and you can say the item code or name of a particular item. Those can be taken as the inputs. Processors, summing up the purchaser's price together and compare, compare this with the amount in the bill to check whether it is correct or wrong. Hold on, people, hold on. Yeah, I was thinking about the, I think I have messed up the question, people. Imagine that you have purchased few items from the shop, the cashier has issued the bill, you have to find that amount. Yeah, it is not that clear. Summing up the purchaser's price together and compare this with the amount in the bill to check whether it is correct or wrong. Yeah, yes. Yeah, now it's better the question come up with a more clearer manner, people. So here they is saying, by considering yourself as a system, එතන තමයි ගැටලුව වෙන්නේ. Identify the input process and the output of the above scenario. Yeah, so they are talking about what is going on in these two lines, not just preparing the bill. Regarding the bill is given to you and you are just calculating the things by yourself and you are saying whether it is correct or wrong. So on that case, the bill information, which includes the price of each item and the total amount to be paid, yeah, in that case it can be taken. මෙතන කියන්නේ මේ සිද්ධ වෙච්ච දේට අදාළව. කියන්නේ ඔයා මේක වැරදි කියලා කියන එක ඔයා සිස්ටම් එකකින් වැරදි කියලා කියනවා කියලා හිතලා ඔයා සිස්ටම් එකක් කියලා හිතලා ඒ වැරදි කියලා කියන දෙයට මොනවාද input processes output ආවි කියලා යහන්න. Right, it is little bit misleading, right? So then of course to take the judgment that the total amount is wrong, you should have the information regarding the product prices as well as the total amount that is printed on the bill, right? So then process will be, you will be calculating what is the actual total for the items, then comparing that particular total with the printed total of the bill, right? Then the output is going to be inform the cashier about the fault. All right, it's a little bit tricky, people, right? So yeah, you should have that kind of idea. So if you are not came up with the answer, I'll give you a minute, just clear that out. Okay, are we done? Anyone still writing down these things? Himidivi, the decision that the total in the bill is wrong. Decision. Yeah. Still a justifiable answer. Yes. Yes. Can be taken though. Can be taken. No worries. Okay, shall we move forward? Anyone who is still writing the like making the things okay? Okay, so going to the fourth question, it says write 2 advantages of using information and communication technology in processing and releasing GCE ordinary level examination results. 2 advantages of using information and communication technology in processing and releasing examination results. So we can take the process regarding the processing the results. The process can be efficient, can be done in a more quicker manner, and it can be done in a more accurate manner regarding the processing. And releasing, when it is releasing using the ICT, the best thing is it can be released to be shared or to be viewed by entire population who have done the GCE O level. And when we are using a particular facilities like a website, so it is easy for anyone who need to retrieve their results and all these things, right? So yeah, in here they say it is speed, it is efficient, it is reduce the paperwork. Yeah, definitely no, like less paperwork will be there. It increase the productivity, easy to analyze the result, helps reduce human errors, increase accuracy. Result can be known from the website by 24/7 manner, right? So any two of these things, right, you will be getting 2 marks. For each and every part, you are rewarded with a 2 marks, right? Okay, moving to the fifth question. Convert the binary number 11001110 into the hexadecimal equivalent. So these are some easy stuff, right? So like 11001110. So you are going to create the groups which contains 4 bits to convert a binary into the hexadecimal. So these place values will contain these place values. So this 1100, we only consider the place values where it has 1 above it. So 8 plus 4, 12 will be given. 12 means what? C. This is 8 plus 4 plus 2 because this has 1, 1 and another 1. So it's 14. 14 means E. Right, so the answer is going to be CE16. Right, and people don't forget to put the base, right? It's better you say the base. So according to that, you will be given the you will be given the marks of 2 if you have done it correctly. In the 6th question, convert the number of bytes in 1 KB into the octal equivalent. Convert the number of bytes in 1 KB. Now bytes in 1 KB, like what? 1024 bytes are there. So we are going to convert 1024 bytes, or like the number of bytes, into an octal. Right? So then you are converting 1024 into an octal. How? Just by dividing it from 8, right? So how you are going to do it? 1024 divided by 8, it's going to be 1. For 22, it's 2. And 16 and another 6 is, yeah, for 64, it is 8. So then do it, and no remainings, right? Divided by 8 again. So 1 for 48, it is 6. 0 is remaining. 8 again, 2, and 0 is remaining. You can stop from this point and you can take this answer and these remainders to represent the final value, or else you can divide this 2 by 8 as well. And you can see 0 and 2 is remaining. Then you can use this 2 and these zeros done in a particular way, right? So anyway, the answer is going to be 2000 in octal, right? So that is what they have given. So 2 marks for that. All right, people, is it clear up to this point? Can I have the confirmation? Yes, everyone. Is that clear? Right. Moving to the 7th one. Prove the following De Morgan laws using a truth table. Yeah, now De Morgan laws are something out of syllabus, right? But if they have given something like this, you can prove it using the truth table. How we are going to prove it? Like if they given a particular equation like this, you have to think about the left side and the right side separately. So you have to take the left side into a truth table and see what's the output. And you can take the right side into a truth table and see what's the output. If those two outputs are identical, then it is said to be matched or is said to be true. Same goes with the part B, right? So what they have done is, here they have taken A and B, then A bar B bar is taken, A dot B is taken, A dot B bar is taken, and A bar plus B bar is taken, right? Here you can see in this column as well as this one, it is having the same answer or the same pattern. So therefore we say these two sides are equal, right? So the same thing can be done to the other one as well. So there you are going to have A plus B total bar, and then you are going to create A bar dot B bar, right? So I think you can achieve this, but since you don't know about this De Morgan and all these things, sometimes you will be getting into trouble. But remember, these kind of questions are possible, right? Ogolo De Morgan gana danne nathi unata, you know, like to prove that a particular equation is correct, what you have to do is left hand side should produce the same thing as the right hand side. That is what we call equation, right? So for this paper, you can take the marks, 2 marks, but be prepared for something like this, right? In case if they given. Yeah, we'll quickly go through these 3 questions and end the session, people, right? So the 8.1 table 1 below consists a set of tools available in graphic software, identifying the corresponding tasks in table 2 and draw lines connecting the matching pairs, right? So toolbox, layers, keyframes, and color mixture that they have, right? So I go from the marking scheme. Toolbox is create, place, and modify text and graphics. Layers, draw and edit objects, right? Keyframe, it's regarding the animation, keyframe. Color mixture, it is regarding the gradient fill, right? So yeah, to see whether you have connected correctly, right? And for the 9th one, yeah, a father gave 100 rupees to his son and asked him to buy a loaf of bread from the nearby shop and give it to his mother. Provide suitable algorithm in pseudocode for this task. Here you can write something very general. Receiving money and instruction to buy a bread, or like 100 rupees and loaf of bread as input. Go to shop, buy a loaf of bread, give 100 rupees, get the balance if available. Go back home, give the loaf of bread and balance to mother, right? So it is kind of a simple scenario that you have to do. There is no if conditions, there is no any while conditions, right? You are just simply going to the shop and give the money and take the bread and hand it over to mom, right? So if you have written something similar to this, you can have 2 marks. It should be the same, very same lines or the words, it should have that idea. So the very last question of the first question says, it's assumed that you are given the task of developing an information system for school library using the system development lifecycle. Briefly describe 2 phases of SDLC used in this task. First 2 phases, right? So according to your syllabus, you are going to talk about the identification of requirement and designing the solution, right? So you can say regarding identification of requirements, you can use the methods like observation, interviews, questionnaires, document, sample collections, prototyping kind of techniques. This is the pace where the project team is going to have primary idea about the system. Simple as that. Right. And for the second one, the next phase, according to your syllabus, you have to say designing the solution. Right. So you can say at this stage, actual design of proposed system takes place. Some activities related to the design process are as follows. Making key pack, right? And yeah, that's all. Those are the 2 phases, right? So you have to go through with those things, right? It says problem definition and feasibility study. Now, according to this is not going to match with your answer, because in your answer, it should be preliminary investigation or the primary investigation. Then after the system designing, right? So you have to write it accordingly to have those 2 marks. Yeah, so that brings to the end of today's session, people. So I'm going to meet you next week for the very same time to discuss the rest of the paper. And people, please get ready with the 2011, right? Because if we got a chance, then we will be going to that as well. Right, so have a very nice weekend, people. I'll see you on next Sunday for the very same time. Right, thank you very much, everyone.